If you've been following me for any time, you know that I closed 771 agency clients over the span of 3 years with my agency. As someone who had an agency and closed tons of clients and works with clients that have agencies, how can I say that SMMA is actually dead? Well, the truth is, it's actually been dead for a while. And a common misconception about my agency is that I just had an SMMA. You know, in 2018 and 2019, SMMAs were crushing. And you have to understand the difference between an SMMA and an agency. These are two very fundamental differences. An SMMA is coined as social media marketing agency, whereas an agency can be any sort of agency. You can have a consulting agency, you can have a digital marketing agency, you can have so many different types of agencies. So when I say SMMA is dead, I don't mean that you cannot succeed with an agency. I just mean that in 2024, going into 2025, you have to have a different offer. And realistically, what separates the agency owners who are successful, the ones like myself and my clients, versus the ones who burn out or don't close any clients or end up giving up, is because they are not good at offer. Offer is the single most important thing that you need to dial in if you're going to have success as an agency owner. And the problem is that SMMA alone is not a good enough offer. When I look at a store like Costco here in the US, you can kind of get everything at Costco. So rather than going and getting groceries at the grocery store and other items at another store and electronics at Best Buy or whatever it may be, people tend to just want to go to Costco and get it all done in one place, which is realistically what we had at my agency. The way our offer worked was we would run advertising for the clients. So we had the SMMA angle, but we also nurtured, followed up with leads, and we also set appointments for our clients. To me, this was actually very obvious. In 2020, I was just trying to sell Facebook ad services, and I always saw clients that were saying,
hey, can you also work on my website, or can you also tweak my funnel?
And because I had misinformation at the time, I would say, no, we only do SMMA services. And I would lose deals because I was so stuck in my ways and I was so tied to this idea of one niche, one service. And realistically, the idea of one niche, one service at the time of filming this video is gone.
Oh mate, you can't blame me on that.
No,
one.
I'm blaming you because there's water here. That's your fault. Operational value, don't get stuff wet. And second thing is, bro,
that is not my value,
this
bro.
girl says this.
That can't go on the live.
No, listen. This girl says this. I like your glasses. And I said, thank you. She said, reminds me of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh my god, did she really?
I swear down.
It was like such a nice
Genuine.
compliment, and then she was like, reminds me of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Never seen anything like that. All of the agencies that you see succeeding right now are normally one niche and multiple services, or they're multiple niches in one service. So for instance, they're really good at Facebook advertising, but they'll accept any clients for those Facebook ads. Or they're really good at working with home service contractors, but they're gonna run ads, they're gonna do follow-up, and they're gonna help them in other ways with their business. The most important truth for anyone out there right now trying to start an agency is that your clients are not paying you for marketing. They're paying you to solve the problems that they're having in their business, which might be more than just marketing. If you're going to do marketing for someone and you're going to bring them tons of leads, but they can't close the leads, then they're no better off than they were before they started working with you in the first place. I identified this again in 2020, and it's not because I am like Nostradamus and I can predict trends. It's more so because I saw, after getting on sales calls time and time again, that people didn't just want SMMA services. And this was in 2020. You know, in 2017, 2018, when SMMA started to come to fruition and when there was programs being sold around it and it was such a big thing, everybody thought, okay, we're just gonna run Facebook ads for business owners and they'll pay us anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 per month. But as the market grows sophisticated and people start to get deeper and deeper and deeper in the market, you have to figure out ways to differentiate yourself. So if you're not closing clients for your agency right now, it's probably for a myriad of different reasons. You probably don't have enough appointments. You're probably not very good at selling. You probably have a lot of other factors that are throttling you from being able to close deals. But I would argue that the majority of it comes down to your offer. So when you're taking your agency from like 0 to 20, 30K per month, really the first thing that you need to do is dial in a good offer. And typically that offer that you are offering to the client or to the potential client is going to be more than just Facebook ads. So if you're sitting there wondering, why am I not getting clients? Why do people not want to pay me? It's because you've probably tied yourself to this idea of one niche, one service, and you're not closing clients because of it. The reason successful people always are in close proximity areas is because time is money. And you essentially will spend money to accelerate time. If you spend money on advertising, all you're doing is accelerating the time that you would spend reaching all those people. You're just doing it faster through advertising. If I can impart one piece of wisdom upon you in this video, it is to stop running one niche, one service. You have to have a diversified service right now to get clients for your agency, especially as a beginner. A big fallacy that a lot of new agency owners believe is that if it's cheap enough, people will just buy it because it's cheap. But I need to explain to you right now, there is a reason that I bought this watch and many others like it, and I didn't buy a cheaper watch because I want the best of the best. And some might even argue that Rolex isn't the best. You can argue with yourself about that in the comments if you'd like. At the end of the day, people want the best. People don't just want to buy cheap things. So if you're offering just Facebook ads and your argument is, well, it's only $500 a month, they should sign up just because it's cheap, you don't understand human psychology. You don't understand why people make decisions. You don't understand why people buy things. So when the guy goes out and buys a Lamborghini, he's buying that Lamborghini more than likely because it's the best of the best, and that's what he wants. So you kind of have to ask yourself with your agency, do you want to have the Lamborghini agency that's the best of the best and can charge the most? Or do you want to have the cheap, crummy agency that charges as little as possible and then just has to compete on price? Listen to me. If you are selling marketing agency services, you cannot and will not be able to compete on price. If the only place that you compete on is price, it is an eventual race to the bottom. Because if you charge $500 a month and the prospects that you're talking to only care about price, then there's gonna be somebody else out there that'll charge $400 a month. And then it's gonna be a race to the bottom. And then you're just gonna have a bunch of low-paying, crappy clients that don't actually care about your services. They're just trying to find the cheapest thing possible. And really, what you're trying to find and what you're trying to attract is high-quality clients that want their problems solved. Not every client that you can close is ultimately worth closing. And this is why at my agency, we had what I call a hybrid productized offer, which was an offer that was a hybrid of services that we productized, that we pretty much sold day in and day out, which was the same service delivery, which made it very easy on my team and on my back end, which is why I was able to enroll 20, sometimes 30 new clients every single month, because all we were doing was selling and delivering the same thing for the same people. This made it incredibly easy to scale. It made it incredibly easy to sell. And most importantly, our offer was incredibly easy to fulfill. Again, if there's one lesson that I can impart on you in this video, it's that SMMA is only dead if you do one niche, one service. If you continue running your agency like that, you may get a few clients, but eventually your agency is going to phase out because you're not actually solving problems for your clients. Most of the people that are coming to you don't just have a leads problem. They might have an appointment setting problem. They might have a sales problem. You need to get creative as the agency owner. You're an agency owner, you're creative, that's what you're supposed to be. You need to get creative and figure out how you can solve problems, because when people's problems are big enough, they will pay big sums of money to solve them. That's the way you need to think about it. And that's the mindset that you need to have when you go into calls is, how can I create the best offer possible that seems like it's cheap because they're getting so much? If you want to succeed going into 2025, take this advice. My name is John Danes. You can find some important links in the description below. Leave me a like on the video and also feel free to subscribe to the channel. And hey, I'll see you in the next one.